Welcome back, everyone, to the third podcast of the Hometown Hawks podcast. Uh, your hosts today going to be myself, Rick. We got Shades, aka YAYA. We also got Henry and Sensitive Jesse, of course, our statistician there. Before we get the podcast started, as we had talked in the previous one, our cousin Cassie and her fiance were getting married this weekend. So, first and foremost, congratulations to Travis and Cassie on your wedding. It looked like a very good time. Cassie, you looked beautiful. Travis, you looked beautiful too. Uh,
You
but
handsome son of a gun.
yeah, congratulations, you guys. Everybody, please, in the comments, whether you're on YouTube or if we upload it to the Hometown Hawks Facebook page, please drop them a congratulations. Anything, please, let's do that. Let's show them some love. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing kicked off. Right. So somebody, please, let's jump in. I want to hear your thoughts.
Here we go.
Let's start with Let's start with Shades.
Yeah,
Hey.
Shades is
Hey.
ready to talk here.
Let's start with
AKA
Shades.
I
AKA
apologize.
Wait, hold on.
Blue.
But before you start, we got to tell everybody why you're wearing shades.
Well, I can tell you now because the last podcast, the first one, I blinked 85,692 times.
Here's
And
30
so now,
seconds.
so now I put the shades on. So I'm not like. So yeah, here we are. Absolutely. So hey, you know what? No, I love it. And you know what? That's I watched it back and I was like, damn man, I keep fucking blinking.
He was the one who brought it up himself.
It looked like there was a glitch.
I was literally trying to push away the gnats and the bees with my eyelashes, but just to kind of hit on what Rig Dog said there. So yeah, I just got married. I was the ordained minister. It's the first time I've ever done it. It was awesome. Heck of experience. And but anyways, the reason why that we're all here is in all regards to the Hawks. Going through initial thoughts, right? Yeah, initial thoughts. Okay, we can definitely tell that from week 1 to week 2, compared to a Petrus week 1 to week 2, that we have a competent quarterback. Absolutely. It's great. It's great to see that. But at the same time, it's great to see our defense continuously stepping up. And that's one thing that I wish that Brian Ferentz would not kind of count on, I would say, towards his points counts, and really start pushing forward on that offense to start putting up points. But at this point, we'll talk through all of this, and I'll pass it to the next individual.
Yeah, well, but before we move on, since we didn't get your thoughts earlier this week on excuse me, on what was going to happen during this game, let's kind of get. I know you had some thoughts of how it was going to go, so give us what you thought was going to happen, and then we can move on there.
I personally thought that as any Hawk fan, right? Anybody who sits there and puts on, 30 minutes before the game, hour before the game, you put your jersey on because you have your own ritual. You put your shoes on. Just get into that mode of the Hawkeyes, right? So even 30 minutes before the game, that's when I cracked my first beer. I'm trying to figure out my own ritual, what I've done for years upon years. What I initially thought was we would just run and gun it, right? Just hammer it down their doggone throat. Just have a no fucks per se mentality and play hard, because again, this is our rival. This is Iowa State. You know what? Iowa State and Iowa University, their ROTC program, actually they do a awesome program where Iowa State starts with the football. The ROTC program runs about halfway. Then the Iowa program comes up, takes football, they shake hands, take pictures, kiss babies, whatever they want to do. And then, depending on where they're going or where they're playing, and then they do that. So the ROTC program, kudos to the Army, ROTC programs. But my biggest thing is I did not think that we had the ability to show of force of what we can do. And with our next opponent coming up, let's see what happens.
Okay. All right. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see who wants to go. Oh, kind of lost you there. Oh, there we go.
You there? I'm sorry.
Yep. We're good. Jesse, you want to go?
My thoughts on the game, or I don't know. It was one of those. It looked like we were going to be off to an okay start. It was just, I don't know, just kind of my key word that I'm going to use today is just the freaking predictability of everything, man. It just, that's all I got. Like we'll go through the stats and stuff later on here later on, but yeah, my main thing is the predictability of everything that goes on, man. It's just, you can just see it from a mile away on the offensive side. And per usual, like I see, is our defense just gets tired towards the end, man. It's for the same thing like last week for me was so many times you can go out there if you're on the field 75% of the game. To me, it's getting tired, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, and to follow up on what Jesse said there, like I said, usually week 1 to week 2 is a big change, and that's when you're going to step up big and you're going to show big improvements. Our passing game, our passing deep offensive line. Cade has all kinds of time to throw. Whether our guys are not getting open in the route trees or he's just missing them, I think is where we're going to need to capitalize. And as Cade said in his press conference, he missed a lot. The run game still seems to struggle. Jazzion was our leading rusher. He had some big holes. It just seems like Caleb Johnson, every time he gets the ball, he broke away for a couple big runs, a couple first down, 10 plus yards, but with as long as being 11 yards. I just feel like we need to figure out a way to open up holes for him because he's just a hard runner. But
yeah, so
big improvements. I think we'll see a big change here this next game. Get a little boost before the big game coming up here in a couple weeks. So
yeah, for sure. I just had a question for you. Do you think the main difference between Caleb and Jazz, do you think it's the O line for Caleb Johnson, or do you think it's Caleb himself? You think he's kind of just pussyfooting around and just what do you think?
To be honest, I think it's two different running styles. Jazz is he's more he can cut left and right, up and down. As to where Caleb Johnson is more of a north and south runner, hard nosed runner. Kind of like that Sean Green. Sean Green was more of a hit the hole hard and get going. He just needs holes. He's not getting the holes that he needs to get through there. And where this Iowa ran a couple counters for counter plays for Jazz where he hit those holes hard, and those guards that are pulling or tackles pulling there open up lanes for him to he just boom hit the hole hard, cut, had a nice block by who was it that took that? Colby. Is it Connor Colby or what was his name? Lineman. Anyways, he pulled and he hit a nice block, and that's when he hit that big run in that first possession there. So 2 different running styles.
Yeah.
So
okay.
If I may say, Jazz has more of like an Akram Wadley, right? Akram Wadley was just quick, fast, he was cutting, boom, boom, boom. But one thing I like about Jazz is he has, especially when Akram was especially younger, his ball control, or if you got chopped at it, that ball always popped out. And seeing his ability to hold on to that ball no matter what, it was absolutely great.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Rick? What are your initial thoughts here on this?
My initial thoughts were, obviously, Iowa State started off with the ball, and I was like, Iowa State's actually looking pretty damn good. They looked like they were clicking, right, which is what Matt Campbell was saying that they need to do right. They need to do they need to be efficient, is what he was saying. Right? They looked pretty damn efficient on that first drive there. I was like, holy hell, if they keep this up, I'm hoping that the defense kind of starts to dissect that, do the surgery they do and kind of know where to adjust. And obviously, that's what happened. But after that, then I think Jesse was saying, the predictability, that kind of came back for our offense. But in this case, it worked. We had talked about, the defense, Iowa State's defense is good and all, but our offense was a little bit more seasoned than Iowa State's, right? And that's really, really huge, especially with your quarterback, with Cade. He knew what needed to be done. He's able to pull those guys together, right? He has that leadership behind him, so he's able to have his team rally with him, and come together, get their minds right, and all that. And obviously, we saw that kind of come to fruition, and that was awesome to see that. But nothing super fancy. But at the end of the day, it got the job done, and it didn't get us 25 points though. So I'm fine with that.
Nope.
I thought for sure we were gonna get that. We're gonna get to the 27 mark. I thought we were gonna be able to punch it in the end zone one more time.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, damn, we might be pretty good here, but no. We were all pretty close, I think, with our score predictability last week. And I think I said 24-20. Jesse, I don't remember what you said.
27-14 was my guess.
You're muted, Henry. Whatever you said.
Yeah, sorry, I was 27-7.
27-7. Yeah. Did you have any predictions for the score?
2013.
20. Yeah. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome. Here I am.
Yeah. I can't wait to ask you that same question next Sunday. See what your prediction was for West Michigan.
Right on.
So I'm going to jump in here to Cade McNamara performance. He was 12 of 22, 123 yards and a pick. To me, on that interception, they got away with one. I feel like that was a defensive pass interference.
All day. Any other day that's gone every day. They let a lot of shit go that day.
To me, they pulled him down. They pulled him down on the way down, and then was able to. That was one of the biggest things that kind of. And I feel like we were driving, like we were moving the ball in that possession too.
And we were. And when we get the ball rolling, I mean the other teams are going to figure out that they got to do something to slow us down, because once Cade gets in the rhythm, it just seems like we get going and everything's going good. We're flowing good, and they're starting to figure out that they got to break that rhythm.
Yeah.
To get us, and then with Cade's 52.7 QBR rating, not the best, because if you compare it to some of the others in the country here, that's even to reach the number 13, he's probably about 30 points behind, to get up there where you need to be to. Cade looked pretty smooth in the pocket. He looked good footwork. He looked comfortable back there. I don't know. I was pretty happy.
Yeah, I think it was
and the fact that he looked healthy and he played the whole game.
And then the way he moves in the pocket is something that we haven't seen, in my opinion, from an Iowa quarterback since probably Stanzi or
Ricky Stanzi.
Like just that confidence to be able to, even if you wanted to, it doesn't necessarily have to tuck and run, just extend the damn play. Something I've been saying for the last two quarterbacks since we've had, man. Just just so used to just the quarterback just feeling pressure and falling, or feeling the pressure and throwing the ball away. And I feel like Cade is able to stand in the pocket with people in his face and still trying to deliver the ball.
So just hit on the initial interception. If you actually, go back and watch replay, when a defensive player's arms are extended, right, on a receiver, there's no way. But the fact that when his arms are extended, guess what? Plus, if I have my arms close to your arms and pushing your arms on like a wrestler, right? If I'm wrestling you and I have top control of your arms, there's no way in heck that you're going to be able to get up before I can because my hands are ready right there. So that to me was a BS interception. I called it. I yelled, and I'm pretty sure that everybody in Tennessee probably heard me.
Yeah, I heard you over here.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, it was just absolutely wild. That initial play actually occurred, and nothing was called, and I get it. You know what? Let them play through it. Absolutely. But
no, I'm a fan of letting them play, but come on.
When it's blatant that when a defense player's arms are literally extended onto a receiver, there's no way that you're gonna get it anyways. So I guess that's my gripe for that. Yeah.
Okay, so and then Rocco Beck, he was 23 of 44, 203 yards, a touchdown and a pick. I don't know. I mean, if you look at the numbers, obviously he had way more passing attempts. I don't know how do you think you guys compare those two quarterback? I don't know. To me personally, it didn't feel like I didn't see him complete 23 passes, I guess, but I don't know. They both played well, I guess you can say that.
Yes, I don't know. He did complete a lot of passes, but they were picking on one of our defensive backs in particular.
Lee.
Deshaun Lee.
Deshaun Lee. If you go back and watch the game, all his targets were for Jaden Higgins, who went for 8 receptions, 95 yards, the touchdown that they got. He averaged 11.9 yards, per catch, which is, that's good enough for a first down every time. That's a good drive. I'd take that any day on our receivers. And they figured out just, hopefully when Jamari Harris comes back, if he gets that starting role next weekend, here in a couple of weeks when we're going to really need him for Penn State, between the two of them, they can rotate in and out or something, just to keep fresh legs out on the field. It's going to be big.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that I only saw him go to the Jeans side only a couple times.
But then he was hitting them boys hard.
Deshaun Lee was getting kind of picked on a little bit, but he actually was the second. He was tied for second on the leading tackles last week though. So
right,
that was still pretty good.
No.
Yep. Yeah. That Jalen guy. I think I mentioned him last week or earlier this week when we were talking about our predictions and everything, and I was like, I think that Jalen's going to be their biggest, their impact player. Which obviously, as we just heard the stats, he definitely was. That's Rocco's. That's his favorite target, and I knew that was going to be, if anyone's going to be beating us, is going to be those two, because the rest of their offensive line is young. Their whole offense is young, but then again, so is ours. But they've got a little bit of a little more salt on them, right? A little more seasoning on them than Iowa State's, and I think that's what kind of helped us pull out the W, and the defense, of course.
Defense.
Yeah. He laid the good knee.
Yeah,
16 years now that he said Iowa's had a pick six. 16 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Which is always big, and like Cade said, he's just kind of dumbfounded. How Iowa, how they cheer for how the defense scores. They cheer for that. They want the defense to score.
Yep.
Which he said he's never had that before, where they count on the defense. Which is
Sebastian Castro, man. That was a nice.
Hey,
that was nice. Sebastian Castro. He read it right away, man, and just grabbed it and see
Yeah,
you.
he
Yeah.
saw that.
He
Yeah,
just,
he saw
it's
that.
like it's like literally he saw it like unfold, and then he just right before he caught it, you could just see him. Like, you know, it was like I said, he had that tunnel vision. It was
Yep.
it was a great fucking play.
Yeah, he saw that running back come out to the, as a receiver there. He knew it was coming.
Hey,
You know, that's
on
why
our
he read
first podcast, I said that, right? I said I have a feeling that Castro is going to have a breakout freaking year.
Yeah,
I did say
that's,
that.
that's our boy right there. Yeah, he's good.
And guess what? He saw it, and then he just fucking just reacted, grabbed that thing, and took off.
Right.
The bullet. I'm telling you what, like, man, I'm so excited. Just like our secondary with everybody. And we have, D. Lee in there. He's doing a great job. He's getting his reps in. Schulte, he's hitting hard. I'm very excited. Higgins, that man is a beast. It's wild.
Yeah, he was in a lot of plays too. He was our third leading tackler again. He was first by far. The first he only had seven this one, but
Yeah, Cooper.
still he was still in. Cooper, yep, 10 total and 6 solos, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Deshaun Lee, Deshaun Lee was our second leader, which the main reason why is because he was getting picked on again. They were throwing the ball his way.
Yeah, true.
So,
but he was. I mean, at least he was still getting them down right away.
Well, and that's what we want, right? Let's say, come fucking pick on me and see what I can do. Test me.
Right.
He's gonna get better from here too, though, guys.
Absolutely.
Special teams. Want to move on from there? Here.
Yeah. How about that block by Logan Lee? That was awesome out because I was like, man, like I was saying, right? Yeah. Iowa State was, they were chomping down the field, and I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be a rough game. If especially if this is the same side, the same thing on both sides. Where we just keep doing this thing, which it's fun for one to watch them just beat the hell out of each other for just run. But yeah, that field goal got blocked, and I was like, here we go. Let's fucking get this momentum back on our side, and let's go out there and work. Right. But yeah, that was badass. I love that.
Punt unit looked a lot more comfortable out there, figured stuff out. Like you said, our punt block was big. Our return game not so strong on the on trying to when they punt to us or whatever. Our return game wasn't so shiny, but
yeah, he
otherwise we were decent.
Yeah, but our punt returns didn't have any very long punt returns or anything at all.
No, not at all.
Hey, but guess what? Week 1, week 2, week 3, they'll continue to build. They'll continue to put the best returner back there. It wouldn't even surprise me if you see D. Lee or one of those guys, throughout the season, go back there and start taking punts because, that's what a mentality that I love about Ferentz is like, first you'll play special teams, right? Special teams is number 1, and then if you're good enough, then you'll build to the offensive defensive side of it. So I think that again, going through, and we've talked about this, and everybody can see it. We're gonna have our hiccups, but I guarantee you, and I know we will, that our special teams will be just absolutely solid.
Yeah,
we'll be all right.
I think so.
Yep, and then of course, Torrey Taylor definitely always got the shout out. Always gets the shout out every single time he's on TV. I swear to God. Doesn't matter what doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what
in the world.
They say definitely the most popular punter in the world. They say that every single time. That was cool to hear on Fox.
Hey,
so who do we got next?
I bet the Hawks with the points. I won some money this weekend, boys.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, you know what? I guarantee you that Torrey Taylor probably drives a goddamn electric car, but he has a big old set of Australian truck nuts that are attached to his goddamn electric car because that's what this man does.
Kangaroo nuts, man.
Hey, fucking the biggest kangaroo that they found in the last 150 years. He has those nuts tied to his goddamn fucking car. And yeah, absolutely.
All right, boys. Overall thoughts on the game here. I think we're happy. I'm happy. We got a week coming up here. We're kind of a throwaway game to maybe rest some of our guys, get ready for here a couple weeks.
Western Michigan. I don't know.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna call it a throwaway game. I guess you shouldn't say that, but give Cade a rest. I doubt he will though. I know he's gonna want to be out there, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
For me, I don't think we should use it as a throwaway game. We still got a lot to work on. Me personally, especially after that, we got Penn State. So,
yep,
it's a lot. That's gonna be a lot. We gotta get our offensive line opening up holes for our running backs, because our running backs need to get going before we start hitting these big games.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say that we can definitely things are starting to kind of click together a little bit more, right? Just like hopefully any team does as the season progresses or the weeks progress, that you start figuring some things out, you start tweaking things here and there to really start refining the playbook, refining the plays, and so I think this coming Saturday, that's probably going to be our where we should start refining things a little bit more, right? Start really working that old line, really start working the fundamentals, right? Because that's the core of it all is fundamentals, right? So we start perfecting the fundamentals, then we can kind of start working that and start getting better at that. So when it does come time for Penn State, we've already got it worked out in the previous games, right? So now what we're doing is, now we got to go 110%. And, hopefully those fundamental, the building blocks of the fundamentals should already be there. So therefore, now we're fucking ready to show out and put up how we need to.
Right.
So here we go. So if we don't put up between 40 to 60 points on this team, I'm going to be absolutely shit scared to play Penn State. And the reason is because we still pay these teams $1 million to come to us to play us, right? Let's be honest, right? We do. We pay them $1 million to come play us, per se. And I'll throw that ballpark out there because I don't know what the contract is that they have with the team. But if we don't put up 40 to 60 on this team and we struggle, we are going to absolutely struggle against Penn State. So we can't let our foot off the gas playing Western Michigan or whatever team that we're about to play. We have to run through them as it's another Big Ten team. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like doggone.
Totally agree.
And we'll preview this team here coming up here. We'll try to do I'm thinking, I don't know, are you guys available Thursday maybe?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I'd like to get
we'll talk it through it. But
we'll talk about it. But I'd like to get it, maybe a Thursday podcast coming out till
Thursday.
Yeah, let's do it.
But
Friday night's kind of busy for everybody. I know that we want to go out and do stuff, but
absolutely.
I know Caleb's got a game again for football. He's playing tackle football now. He loves it. So it's fun.
So my last point that I want to make, right, is the Dabo Swinney comment that was made about Brian Ferentz and having shitty offense. At what point does this man have enough intestinal fortitude to say, hey, you know what? If Clemson head coach is going to put my name out there on ESPN and Sports Center and everything else, because they just, when they got their ass whooped to Duke, to play this kind of offense, to me personally, there's nothing else that can motivate you, right? In my own mind, right? And if I'm wrong, please let me know, but doggone. That would literally just be like, hey, let's go out there and let's run the hammer on every team that we play. And if you don't have that mentality, then,
it's just so crazy how you just brought him up, from where, that's how he just kind of just threw somebody's name out in that
he
position.
didn't just throw a name out. He threw out a Big Ten contender,
Yeah.
like Brian Ferentz as an.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying is like he just felt like he picked somebody from the bottom of the barrel, like you said, which is insane because, like you said, we're not just a team in the Big Ten. We're a team in the Big Ten. You know.
Yeah, this isn't just something that the fans are noticing. I mean, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, everybody's noticing.
Everybody's noticing.
It's finally someone, someone that's worth a shit, someone that has something behind their name.
Championships.
Someone finally said something.
Yep.
Just like you just like you're saying, yeah. If this doesn't motivate him, I don't know what the fuck will.
What will? Obviously,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Daddy will protect him. I don't know.
Yeah, the pay cut obviously didn't motivate him.
Well, I mean, boo-hoo, he's only going to make 700,000 instead of 800,000, something like that. I'm sure that's not going to fucking sink him. Yeah.
How can he live off of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm sure he's not. I'm sure that's not a huge deal for him. His 25 points. He goes, yeah, I don't. It's not a huge fucking deal. Who cares? But maybe somebody else. Yeah, maybe somebody else. Maybe somebody else fucking calling you out about it. What do you want to do? Me personally, somebody calls me out like that, I want to shut them the fuck up. Just like anybody else. Exactly. I think anybody else would.
But guess what though? In the future, when it comes to recruits, can that affect recruits?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That could affect future recruits. Be like, hey, if Dabo Sweeney saying that this guy's fucking junk, why would I go play for him?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's a good move on his part too for that. Yeah. So I don't know.
All right. But I'm done. Henry, you're up.
Done with what? I don't know. What do you guys want to? You guys want to talk about this Colorado Nebraska game a little bit, maybe? Or
we have to. We absolutely have to.
My biggest thing. Okay, I'll start with this. I'll start with this. Yes.
You got a big stat here.
People that say that changing personnel won't affect the outcome of recruits or programs are absolutely just dumb. Look at what Colorado won one game last year. They bring in one guy, obviously a high-profile name. Who doesn't know Coach Prime? But he brings the people that he trusts and gets these kids, upsets TCU last year, or that TCU last week, that finished second in all of college football last year, right? Upsets them at TCU, and then beats a Nebraska team pretty handedly this week. So people who say personnel doesn't matter, and as to why, like, we always want to say we want to change our personnel, look what happens when you change personnel.
I'm gonna tell you what, that is the greatest valid point that we can say, right? Because they had a bunch of turnovers in regards to the transfer portal. He said, hey, you know what? I don't want you. Get out of here. In all reality, what he's done is what? He beat TCU. He beat TCU, comes in, smokes the crap out of freaking Nebraska, which
I love it.
I freaking hate Nebraska. I don't give a shit what he says. Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Don't even get me started on Nebraska. But the point of it is this into, like, he's doing what everybody's like, well, no, that'll never happen. You can't do that. And I agree with you wholeheartedly of what you're saying. Because he's done it. He's ranked. He keeps beating the shit out of people. Because you know why? Because as a good coach, they drank the freaking Kool-Aid, right? They drank the Kool-Aid that says, guess what? Here we are. We're going to do this. If you're not going to do it my way, then guess what? Take your ass to the portal. Take your ass to Charleston Southern, who just got beat 66-3 by Clemson. Good job, Clemson. Come on. In the words of Chris Carter, come on, man.
Yeah,
bro,
that's exactly what I was thinking of there.
He took them from being a one-win team last season to in 2 games being ranked in the top 25.
Absolutely.
Yep. I think they're up to number 17. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I would imagine so. Bama losing yesterday too. By
Yeah,
the way,
they're down. Yeah, Bama lost. They're down to
That's
number
great.
10.
I love it. Good
yeah,
job,
that was
Texas.
good. Hook 'em horns, baby.
So yeah, that Shadur Sanders, right? His name,
Yep.
393 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, QBR rating of 85.7. They have no
That's a
run
stud.
game from what I could see. The run game's a little, there's a lot of passing, a lot of air raid. And then Wisconsin losing too. Their air raid's not so hot either. So
Well, and I love that too because hey, we got this badass head of coach from Louisville, right? Here we go. You know, he's gonna be the change. But like this guy's gonna be the freaking the next greatest thing that occurs. But
Yep.
I love seeing Wisconsin losing as well every time.
So yeah, they're just gonna put this in the driver's seat here for the Big Ten West. I think on Minnesota's ahead of us since they have a conference game underneath them. But we'll get our conference playing here in a couple weeks. Go from there. But I think we'll be all right, boys.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Well,
How you guys doing in fantasy football this week?
Hey, we can talk about it after this, but we're at I believe a good time, Henry. You think so?
Yeah.
What's that?
Why is there 3 of you now?
They're my turd.
Why is there 3 yays in there now?
Hey, I'm multiplied, baby.
Look at that one. Look at that one next to me.
I think we're gonna shut her down, boys.
Yeah, all right.
later, guys.
Thanks everybody. Make sure you guys
everybody.
like and subscribe. And don't
Hawks by
forget
a
to
million,
wish
baby.
Travis and Cassie a congratulations for their
Cassie,
wedding.
love
Hawks 5
you.
million. Let's go, Hawks.
Hawks 5 million.
Hawks by a million.